it's getting me kind of a little worked up in the throat. I never know how to start these videos. To be honest, at one point, I was getting ready to give up on this YouTube channel, and I was getting ready to give up on YouTube in general. I had lost my motivation, my drive, my passion for making content, and I was honestly just thinking about quitting. It's a struggle. So whenever you start a YouTube channel or anything related with making content, whether it be with TikTok, Instagram, everything with that, you really run into some snags right away that nobody ever tells you about, and that's that people don't like your stuff. Or that specifically it is hard to get the following that you need to keep you motivated if you're doing this for the wrong reasons. So when I've done videos like this, and I've talked about this in the past. When I started this channel, I did it for the wrong reasons. I was, excuse me, I was watching Metal Jesus Rocks. I was watching Pixel Game Squad. It's getting me kind of a little worked up in the throat. Anyway, so I started this for the wrong reason. I wanted to become famous. I wanted to become rich, or I wanted this to almost be like a job where I could make a ton of money. And I seen how these guys were doing this stuff, and I was like, well, that doesn't look too hard. You take a camera, you film it, you edit it a little bit, and you upload it, and people just flock in. And at the time of this, it was the retro gaming boom on YouTube. It seemed like everybody and their dog had a retro gaming channel. So I thought the audience would be vast and wide. The only thing that I didn't understand was the market was incredibly saturated with other retro gaming channels. You had your gameplay, your pickups, your game hunts, your collection ones, and reviews and everything like that, and it was really huge at the time. So I thought because of this, there'd be so many people watching, but in reality, a lot of the people were just watching the bigger channels, and it was hard for you to get your name out there. I started off, stupid little ones. I deleted some videos from when my channel originally started because I was just like, they weren't going to do much for the channel anymore, and they were just there. But I did keep some of my original ones, and I remember my first video, I did a reaction on this, I think a couple years back, but it was basically just me opening a package, not even shooting in widescreen, with my phone, and then opening, and I got some crappy NES games, like Uncanny X-Men and stuff like that, and I remember uploading it, and just sitting there going, it was like 2 minutes long, if that. I just remember uploading it and just sitting there, rubbing my hands like, okay, this is it. I'm going to take off. I'm going to be huge. I'm going to make money off this. I'm going to be able to quit my job and just be a YouTuber. Well, needless to say, I could probably go back and look sometime, but that video had maybe like 5 views. And most of them were me looking at it just to make sure that it was uploaded right. And then when that started not working, I started flocking, so I was like, I need to get my stuff out more. So I started going on Instagram and stuff like that, and almost harassing people to watch my stuff, pleading with people to subscribe to my channel, because when I first started, my first views were, the more subscribers you had, the more people are going to want to watch your stuff, because they're going to load up your page. They're going to see you have that, 1,000 subscribers or whatever, and they're going to be like, yeah, this guy's good. He's got to have good videos, and we're going to watch this. I'm going to watch this stuff. But in reality, at one point, that's not what it took. So I was basically harassing people on Instagram, sending them pre-made messages, basically saying what my channel was, and if they could please check it out and subscribe. And if anything, I would subscribe for subscribe. So basically, they would subscribe to me, and I would subscribe to them. Well, I ended up just pissing off more people than getting. I did meet some great friends, though. When I first started the channel, there was people like Chill Scissors, War Train Wins, Bring Me Joy-Con, Pac-Man Case, and stuff like that I met. Even Retro Rick at one point when he had barely even 1,000 subscribers, I think. And now he's huge. But I met these guys through Instagram doing stuff like this. So I did meet some good friends doing it. But more times than any, I could send out 100 messages, and in fact, at one point I got not shadow banned, but basically I got a hold put on my account on Instagram that I couldn't DM any new people because I was sending so much crap out to people. And in reality, it was just like, it didn't work. I was getting subscribers here and there every once in a while, but then I was also running into the issue that they weren't even watching my stuff. In fact, if they subscribed with each other, they were just basically just on my channel, and they weren't even watching my stuff. They just wanted to sub the same way I did, so it didn't work. You know, a year started rolling by, and I can't remember how many I had, maybe 100, a few hundred if that. But I was putting out videos and only getting maybe 20 views, if that. And I remember my first big video that got like 70 views or something like that was just a random game Goodwill live hunt video, which was me basically just walking through my tiny Goodwill, going over the game section and looking at the games there, and I think I snagged maybe one or two. It was nothing fancy, but I remember feeling such a rush of dopamine and such a rush of serotonin, seeing that many people actually watching my video. But when the second year started going by, and the third year went by, and the fourth year went by or so, and I still wasn't monetized, I still wasn't getting where I thought I deserved, which was just one thing. Just remember that, guys, that you're always going to think you deserve a lot more than you do. But I was starting to get slacked. I was starting to make crap. And then I also just at one point didn't even have my identity of my channel was gone. I was doing spicy videos. I was doing other kinds of videos. I was doing gaming videos, but not like that. Then I was doing pickup videos occasionally on top of that. So I was not getting as many views as I wanted and getting disappointed in it. But I was like, I'm doing everything I think I should be doing. And yeah, like once I hit a few years, guys, on this channel, and I finally hit 1,000 subs, but my watch hours was like half the amount. You needed like 4,000 watch hours, and I had like 2,000. And I was pumping these videos out, and I was just sitting there trying, and nothing was happening. And I was just watching a lot of my friends' channels start taking off. And then I was just thinking to myself, I was like, am I trying too hard? Am I not trying enough? Should I be editing more? Should I be doing different kinds of videos? The problem was I was trying to get to a wider range of people, and it just wasn't working. Because I'd get people that would subscribe for my spicy videos, but they didn't want to watch my gaming stuff. And then I'd have people that would subscribe for my gaming videos, but then they wouldn't want to watch the spicy videos. So then I was just in this loop where these people were just like, and then if the people were there for the one channel and they see me post a video for the other one and they were new, they'd be like, what is this guy doing? I don't want to follow this. And they would unsubscribe or not watch my stuff. And like I said, the motivation, the passion, and everything was just leaving. And it wasn't until, that I finally got monetized, basically because I was writing on the quotes of the DK Oldies videos, and because I was like, I just need watch hours. So it finally just hit my head that I had to do trend videos. So I seen everybody and their dog was doing these DK Oldies videos. They were getting thousands of views, and new channels were popping up and getting monetized within a few weeks. I remember watching Wrecked Wizard. He started his channel then. He made like 2 videos. The second video at the time I think got like 30,000 views or something like that. And within a short amount of time he'd gotten monetized, and he'd only been doing it for a little, actually focusing on it for a little bit now. I mean, he was doing like conventions and stuff like that, and I really love his channel. So if I remember, I'll put a tag for him in the description so you guys can check him out. But when I finally did that, I got monetized, and after that, it just there was like a big relief. But leading up to that, there were so many days where I was sitting here trying to make videos, trying to do something, and then it just seemed like everything I was putting my heart and soul into was not working. I remember doing a spicy montage video, which was Rocky themed. Like I even put in Rocky music, had a buddy come over who acted like the trainer, and then I was doing weird stuff with like spicy foods to train up for this spicy challenge I was gonna do, and put my heart and soul into it. I actually spent like an hour editing and stuff like that, and it didn't even get I had way crappier videos get way more views than that one, and I just remember feeling so disappointed and so mad because I was just like, I put all my time and effort into this. And like I said, it was these videos were, it was frustrating, it was saddening, it was depressing, it was flat out just, I wanted to quit. I didn't want to do it anymore. And now, it was almost like having a spiritual awakening. I saw the videos weren't working, so I just tried to not try anymore. I did what I should have been doing in the beginning. I should have just made the videos that I liked. I should have just focused on my community and building up my community, because that was what it took for. And then I started just being honest with people. I started being raw. I started talking my feelings like I'm doing now, and how I just started doing what made more sense, which wasn't me trying to be who I was not. I wasn't trying to be the most amazing retro gaming channel. I wasn't trying to be like, Retro Rick or Metal Jesus Rocks or those guys. I weren't trying to be anybody else but myself. And guess what? It freaking worked. I get asked a lot of times, like, making content's hard. How are you able to do this? And it's because it went from being like a chore, it went from being a job, it went from being like that to actually being fun and almost being a hobby in itself. And then when that happened, it didn't feel like it was hard anymore. I granted, my editing could use work. I'm not going to say that. I honestly say that each video that I do, besides recording this and doing this stuff like this and doing it off the top of my head, no scripts or nothing, I just write my ideas for videos through my Trello app. I go through my ideas and I pick one for when I'm going to record, and then I just go right off the top of this melon. Besides that, my editing only takes a short amount of time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And it's usually pretty simple editing, guys. Otherwise, this is really just me sitting here talking with you guys and being honest and truthful about everything. And I guess that is the one thing that's always been about my channel, is I've always been genuinely on the spot, I should say. I don't do scripts. I don't do pre-made stuff like that. I would occasionally read from like a Wikipedia or something if I was doing like a overlapping dialogue for a video. But other than that, it was just been kind of whatever pops in my head. But I have been fake and stuff in the past, and I have been generally trying to push a more positive vibe, when in actuality I was sad and just pissed at myself for doing some of these videos. But when that happened, you guys, like I said, once I started letting loose, doing this for fun, that's when, like I said, the community started rolling in. I started making videos about video game addiction. I didn't have to rely on the DK Oldies videos anymore, and I started doing videos about my views on why I did what I did with some of the stuff. And like, one of my most popular videos right now is me talking about how my collection at one point was greatly just influenced by other people, by other channels. It wasn't really what I wanted myself. So even the whole fact of YouTube influencing me to collect, period, because I saw how these guys were getting all these views from doing collection videos, how they were getting all these views from doing game hunting and pickups. So I thought I had to do that. I thought that's how I got big, was doing stuff like that. And it wasn't. It was all a lie. That's why that video, I think, does so well, is people see that and they know that, and then they secretly know inside that that's why they were doing it and stuff, and they relate more to it. But what's really been amazing lately is my videos never used to get so many comments. It was just my friends, Steve, Craig, Retro Games, and stuff like that, and a lot of Do You Nerd. They were just my friends and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate everything you guys did, watching the video, making comments. I'm not saying that, but I wasn't getting any more comments than that. And lately, I've been loving it. All the comments, guys. I mean, that's one thing that this has made that's really sparked me going back at it again, is all the comments from new people, older people, especially with these debates we've been doing, you know, talking about digital versus physical media, and some of the other stuff, and just talking about addiction in general, you would be surprised once those videos started coming out how much people have reached out to me that I helped them doing that, and I was just doing it because I was talking about my feelings and my experiences, and people were blown away by it. And I still get DMs today people thanking me about those videos. I'm not saying I'm done with those videos. I've actually got a few ideas right in front of me for recording tomorrow night and stuff like that, but how they really helped people. And that's another reason why, too, that I'm getting more motivated and stuff to do more videos like that and to keep this channel going again, because I'm helping people now while also ironically helping myself by talking about this stuff. And yeah, and like somebody commented the other day that I need to pigeon toe myself to certain retro games. I need to stop talking about all this other stuff, blah da da da. But really, this is where I'm at, and this is where this channel is. It's always adapting. Like, you know, we talked about this with retro game collections and stuff. Your collection should adapt with you and not what other people want. And that's kind of how this YouTube channel's been going. It's been adapting. It's been actually what's going on with my life and stuff now. We've been talking, you know, more and more about that. And yeah, it's just been great. And I don't like, you know, somebody told me to just focus on the retro games and not do nothing modern. I don't like that, because I don't just play retro games, guys. I play modern games too. In all honesty, at one point I thought about actually changing my YouTube channel name to just Iowa Gamer Dad. But the problem was just that I had built such a, you know, reputation as this, and yeah, so it's just been staying that way, because I do retro gaming still. But I also modern game, so I'm not going to, like I said, pigeon toe myself to that too. So, ranting aside, closing notes. I almost gave up this retro gaming channel because it wasn't who I was. Now it is more along the lines who I am. It's being honest and talking with you guys about this stuff instead of making crap up, making up this personality to show off content. As a lot of channels, you guys would be surprised how many YouTube channels out there is. The people are not like that. They put on this facade. They put on this I'm a happy-go-lucky stuff, and I've talked to some of them behind the scenes too. And they share some of the same feelings with me, that, you know, at one point they were very disappointed in their channels and stuff too, and they really felt inadequate. But you'd be surprised, a lot of people that, you know, that I talk to, bigger name channels, that put on this facade that they have to be this YouTube personality, they have to have this positive go-getter guy, and if they don't, nobody's gonna watch their stuff. But they do pop out the videos every once in a while basically telling people the truth, but then they just go back to that character because they don't want to. Yeah. But in closing, guys, one thing I always wanted to just let you guys know, that comment or not comment, like or not like, view or not view, I appreciate the support that I've gotten from this community. The retro gaming community, to me in general, is one of the biggest, bestest communities there is out there. And same with the gym community. If any of you guys work out and stuff like that, a lot of you know, we won't get into it, besides some of that other stuff with the gym community, they're the most supportive. They just want to see you guys progress. They just want to see you guys improve yourself, and mentally and physically. And that's what I love about the retro gaming one too, is for the most part, people are not that toxic. There is some people that are toxic in the community, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, we're just here to play games, to hang out, and enjoy life. And that's really what gaming and stuff is about. And that's what I'm wanting to focus more on the YouTube channel in the future. And that is exactly why, now that I do not give up on this, that I do sit around here, that I enjoy making my content. And I'm really glad that because of you guys and myself, I'm not going to put all of it on me. It's because of people watching, my friends and stuff, that helped me during the troubling times, that helped me through the bad, and then all the new people that came in. It's because of the support from you guys that I was still able to push through that hump at one point on wanting to give up and focus on doing what I liked, and that's making these videos now. Being myself and talking about games. Thank you guys so much for your support through thick and thin. The future and the past and the present. Stay retro, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.